Well, hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Live at the Waterhole. It is wonderful to have you with us once again, and I am here. My name is Amy and I will be with you for the show today, and we're starting off with this beautiful elephant bull that is having quite the splash around here at Tembe Elephant Park in Maputoland, far north KwaZulu-Natal. I believe that there has been quite a bit of rain around, and it's nice to see the sun shining in the area once again. And sunny days mean more likely to have these elephants around trying to cool down. Now remember that this is of course a live and interactive show, so please do chat to me. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from, what you're hoping to see today, any questions that you may have or comments on what we're looking at, and you can send those through via the Wild Earth website or the app. You can also chat to us in the YouTube chat stream. Just remember to use @FC if you'd like to make sure that we see your comments and questions there. Otherwise, you can also join the conversation on X, formerly Twitter, using the hashtag WildEarth, and you can scan the QR code that's being displayed to you on the screen right now. Otherwise, you can always WhatsApp us, and the number is shown to you now. You can add Wild Earth as a contact and send through your comments and questions directly to us using your mobile device. I'm very glad that this boy didn't disappear. I thought maybe he was going to walk off, but he's doing some trunk gymnastics at the moment. Joanne, yes, happy Cat Day to you as well. I'm not sure if we're going to see any cats on Live at the Waterhole today. Who knows though? Anything is possible. But still, I hope everyone is having a good Saturday today. Deb, hi, good day to you. Lovely to have you on board as well. Mercedes too. Always great to know there are all of you at home watching. And here's some more elephants. Lovely, some impalas in the background. It's like they've each got their spot that they're enjoying mud wallowing with. I wonder if the elephants have a name for this place, like the mud baths or something. can hear the somber green bull calling. It's become quite the soundtrack of Tembe. I remember at some point last year it was the emerald spotted wood dove that we heard calling so often. All of a sudden these boys decided that it was time to move on. Interesting how sometimes they seem to make a group decision like that. What they sometimes do now actually is they might have a drink from the waterhole, but then move around to the other side. There's some lovely sandy patches under some trees, and often now that they've sort of wet their bodies and they've got that muddy, oh, these two are saying hello to each other, yeah, muddy wetness on themselves, they love to throw sand that sticks there. There's one on the left. Oh, sorry. Do you mind just moving out the way? Definitely a little bit of dominance there being shown. Yes, Penelope, all those holes are full of water, and I think that's due to the rain. Oh my word, what was happening there? Obviously had an itch. I don't think I've ever seen an elephant doing that move before. I think that one realized he's not going to get past this boy. So he's moving around the other way. But I think this other one has come this side. There we go. Is that your favorite place? Having a nice rub against these big trees. And then we might even see some sand throwing going on shortly.
We have just had our efforts paid off.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Msesani. My scariest moment is when it happened twice. The other time I was with Cedric and the other time I was with Steve. And all those times, it was a black mamba. My favorite meal in camp is gonna be burger and chips.
Step away from your daily stress and escape into nature with Wild Earth. Immerse yourself in the wilderness and become part of the natural landscape. Watch as everything comes alive. Join us as we slow down our thoughts, put aside our distractions, and reconnect with the wild. Wild Earth Travel would like to take you to Namibia and Botswana. Drift over the desert in a hot air balloon, then glide through the lush Okavango Delta in a dugout canoe. This extraordinary journey blends dramatic landscapes with outdoor adventures and unparalleled wildlife encounters. Discover Africa like never before. Book now with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
Ah, there comes that boy. Oh, he's got quite long tusks, doesn't he? They're quite thin though, but still quite long. Rosalind, hello to you. Thank you for joining us and saying hi. Lovely to hear from you. To Petra, you say that you and your son Sai, who is 4 years old, are watching from the south of France, and you wish us a great weekend. Thank you so much for choosing to spend part of your weekend with us, Petula and Sai. It's so wonderful to have you on board, and welcome. And I hope that you enjoy your time with us at the waterholes. Let's head over to Oldonyo. Oh wow, some ground hornbills. I don't think I've seen them here before. This is very cool. Now I know that it is a little bit far away, so we can't see too much detail, but every now and again you do see a bit of the red popping through with the sun that's coming through this thorn tree. And it looks like there are 4 of them here. Wow, the one on the right is basically becoming a woodpecker. Now, sometimes they use trees when they sort of scratch their beak around to clean off the beak, maybe to do a bit of sharpening. But on the right there, it actually looks like they're trying to break into the wood for anything that might be living inside of there. They can take down quite large prey items, but also would be happy with little grubs and critters along the way. Larvae, maybe eggs that have been laid in there, who knows. And by the looks of it, they all are quite red around the face. Southern ground hornbills live in family groups. There'll be an alpha pair, male and female, that breed, and then they'll have usually their previous offspring that stay with them and help rear the next chick, which can be anywhere between 5 to 7 year intervals that they'll have another chick to raise. So it's a very slow process when it comes to ground hornbills. It's part of why this species of bird is endangered. Mindy, you say you never get to see the ground hornbills in a tree. I know, actually, the first time when I was relatively new to the bush and learning still about all these things, I was quite shocked to see them in a tree. I was like, but they're ground hornbills, what is happening? But they actually nest in trees. They use large hollow cavities of trees to lay their eggs and rear their young from. But besides that, they'll also roost in trees overnight. And they'll have certain trees within a territory that they enjoy sitting in, as well as looking for food. So they're very capable to fly and cover distance, as well as perch in trees as well, perhaps for cover, maybe to get out of the sun a bit. And usually we only see them in the trees early in the morning before they start foraging for the day. They do their calling. Oh, one of the most magical experience to have in the bush is that sort of early morning game drive time, maybe even before you're on the vehicle, waking up and hearing that, which is sort of what their call sounds like, and being able to see them do it as well, using that sort of red sack that's underneath their chins, which helps them with the air, which inflates and that sort of thing when they're calling. It's beautiful. And then again, you can see them in the trees in the late evening as well. Some beautiful photography opportunities happen then as well when they perch in a tree like that at sunset. You can see two of them have popped down. Oh, there goes another one. Fingers crossed they'll walk this way. The grass is just so lush here at the moment. Ooh, that looked like a starling. I'd love to see some superb starlings around the waterhole here. We don't see them as regularly as we used to. I don't know exactly what sort of, if there's any sort of correlation to that and why that is the case, but perhaps at certain times of the year they tend to come here more than others. I think if we do see them come this way, they'll sort of pop out right there because of how long the grass is. They'll just emerge. I can see a little bit more of the mountain today sticking out there. The clouds are sort of just over where we normally see the snow cap of Mount Kilimanjaro, but you do see the outline of the mountain on the left hand side there. But hopefully, oh, there we go, there's the peak just starting to stick out there on the left. Well, I'm keen to see perhaps if these hornbills pop out. We'll definitely keep scanning around. But in the meantime, let's head over to Tau. My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
South Africa's wild places are closer than you think because Federal Airlines brings them to you. From the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet, we take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild.
Can you hear that? The wild is calling.
Which I must say we haven't actually spent too much time with. A blacksmith lapwing in the background, very unique sort of bill and face there with that very white coloration. And they named a red-knobbed coot because right on top of the white, it's a bit it's not as clear now, but on closer inspection you'll see that there are two red knobs. Why they are there, I do not know. I believe it might be to make them more attractive to one another. I also believe males and females look alike. But yeah, the two red knobs are right on top of the head. There is one of the crocs. I feel like that is the exact spot it was yesterday, just further down. Sort of half its body was all in the water. This croc is looking very relaxed. I don't expect it's going anywhere anytime soon. We are going to head over to Victoria Falls Skycam. They are already starting to assemble, and at around 1 o'clock every day there is a vulture feeding program that is an initiative here from Vic Falls Safari Lodge, and they know the time of day it is. Without a doubt, there's something, whether it's where the shadows are, where the sun is, the certain temperature it gets to, but these vultures know that that time is coming up. And for anyone who may be wondering why they feed the vultures, it's to help supplement their diet with a safe food source due to the highly endangered nature of vultures, and the fact that they are often killed by poisoning of carcasses. And so this is something that is an initiative by this lodge, and them trying to help provide a safe food source for these very important birds. So right now I'm just checking if there's any other species. The two normal or regular visitors here are the white-backed vultures and the hooded, but every now and again we do see a white-headed pop in. And what we're going to witness shortly is, I mean, you think that there's quite a few vultures here now, but as soon as the man who brings out the sort of leftover bones and bits of carcasses and things like that get given to the birds, it seems like thousands arrive. They're all sort of waiting. can even see the shadows moving past as the vultures are flying overhead. Wildlife lady, yes, the vultures are ready for their lunch, indeed. And I find it fascinating how, birds just know, the time. I don't know why they're flying off now. Maybe just a little bit of a disturbance there. But I remember we were chatting before about this, and even with viewers like you all at home, when you perhaps feed birds, or I remember having guinea fowl that used to come to a friend of mine's house near the river, and they would know sort of at a certain time of the day that you would see them come past, and they would expect their bits of seed to be thrown out for them. So it is something that we can see with birds. You can really see them gathering now, and I think they might be hearing some sounds coming from there's some sort of a little room or something on the left. You can just see a roof sticking out there. Lady Macbeth, they are indeed awaiting lunch. And Mercedes, you say your favorite time at the waterhole. I'm glad we could get here today and be able to share it with you. So 50, absolutely, with both your comments. They are underappreciated, and not much goes to waste. It is remarkable how quickly the food that's given to them disappears. Oh, I see some movement, unless that was a bird. But yes, they are incredibly efficient in their consumption of carcasses, and it's part of the reason why they are so important to the ecosystem, and why we need them. And yes, they do have a bad reputation, or imagery used with them in terms of being a vulture and association thereof with death. But the truth is that death is part of the circle of life, as it were, and it's very important that that role, someone has to do it, and vultures are just one of the very many species that fulfill that decomposition role.
Experience the magic of the wild on an unforgettable 4-night safari at Mabula Nature Reserve. Hosted by the one and only Stephen Falconbridge. With Steve as your private guide, you'll gain incredible insights into Africa's wildlife, leaving with knowledge and memories to last a lifetime. Get hands-on with conservation, track elusive cheetahs, and even take to the skies on a hot air balloon ride. Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Msesani. I really want to film an artwork, and it has been my goal. I'll be just keeping my eyes open. The worst driver is Jen. He's driving, yo. You gotta be holding on back in there, yeah? Like in bumps, and I mean, it happens when, these things happens when you're actually going for animals usually. But then, yeah, he's driving, yo. You gotta put your seatbelt.
We are here with a male leopard.
Mindy, I know what you mean. You say it reminds you of the scene in the movie called Birds, or The Birds, when they all gathered in the schoolyard. It's quite ominous, isn't it? You can't help but have that feeling. Raw, you're right. It is remarkable how vultures, and actually hyenas is another species that can consume anthrax and survive. It seems to be that the acidity levels in their stomachs as well as their immune systems mean that anthrax doesn't affect them, which is, like you say, remarkable. Jamie, you're asking if there's any disease that vultures are not immune to. So, Jamie, I did do a little bit of research on that, and there definitely are still bacteria that can affect them. There's something called the West Nile disease that's transmitted via mosquitoes, actually, and leads to vultures, not so much that they can die, but it leaves their immune system compromised, which means other infections can more easily occur, which can lead to death. And then there's other bacteria that if it arrives in their gut, whichever way, probably through food, bacteria like fusobacteria and Clostridia, then they also can have health issues from that. But there's not too much in comparison to other animals, and especially to us as humans, that can affect them negatively. They're quite tough, and they have to be, considering that they eat carrion, dead organic material. It's there's a lot of bacteria and things that are also eating and decomposing flesh, and so that has to be able to filter through their system and not affect them badly. Oh, it looks like two vultures were about to fight there. Ivan, hello. Thank you for your question. I think it does remain quite constant in terms of the diversity in South African wildlife. The species that we see and have been documented are fairly consistent. They are often a surprise, just like that red-tailed shrike that popped out in the Eastern Cape of South Africa last year, especially with birds that might get flown off course or something like that. We do get a surprise every now and again. There was a macaroni penguin that popped up on the west coast of South Africa near Cape Town, which caused quite the stir. So yes, every now and again there's a few surprises, but other than those, it's pretty constant. Well, I believe a monkey just popped up at Lentor, so let's head over there quickly before it disappears. I'm hoping maybe one means that there's more. A little bit of a breeze here today, it looks like. Oh, quite a lot of birds. Maybe we can also check for some birds while we're here, if the monkey's moving off. There's always some lovely birding most of the time here in this spot. We've often seen quite a few firefinches, different starlings. There seems to be hummerkops nesting nearby here. Sometimes we also have a ground squirrel that runs around. We've seen a few terrapins as well pop out every now and again for some sun. It does seem like all is quiet here for now. We'll keep our eyes open though, see if anything pops out, but let's head back over to an elephant. Oh, there is a terrapin. I was just saying, I'm glad there was something here. That's wonderful. Okay, well, I'm glad we were able to spot this terrapin. Let's head back over to Tao with an elephant. Oh wow, how beautiful is this? I feel like those impalas are his bodyguards in the background. It's quite funny.
My heart is pounding at the moment. We are here in one of the best places in the world to see tigers.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight. We'll be
And you pretend like you're a serviceman, eh?
Got no idea what's going on this reserve.
Expecting the unexpected.
Are we stuck down there?
What am I trying to do?
Because we have another giant of Mabula.
That was incredible.
This is unbelievable.
It's going to be a spectacular afternoon.
Oh, wow, doesn't this feel like the most relaxing thing in the world? I could sit at a waterhole and watch an elephant drink literally the whole day. Oh wow, quite a few waterback around as well. Beautiful. And standing up. They've been sitting down a lot. Seems to be this time of day is their rumination time. So it's nice to see them standing. And I'm glad we had an elephant come down here. Hopefully that's a sign for more to come. Well, we are going to head over now to some more elephants that have arrived at Tembe. Wow, it is really elephant time here now. Oh, this big boy is coming for a bit of a mud bath, I think. I think he's excited to cool down. Looks like he's had a drink. You can just see the tip of his trunk is dark, meaning that it's wet, but he hasn't splashed himself. I think he's saving it for these pools that are on this side. There's a few young boys facing off there. He nearly reversed into the other one. Oh wow, it's all happening. There we go. Oh, I wonder if this bull has a specific hole that he uses and he likes to use. I'm going to see him get very muddy now. As well as some entertainment in the background with some bulls that are tussling. I think quite a few of them are going to head this way. We're going to have ourselves a bit of a splash party on our hands. I do find it interesting to sort of analyze the dynamics and just observe the interactions. Even with this is a younger bull based on his size compared to the one that's already there, and what is that going to look like? What's the interaction? Do they care? Ooh, that couldn't have been a nice mouth of water. That water's so muddy. two at the back right also having a bit of, I think they're the same two that were fighting's a strong word, but throwing their weight around a little bit earlier. All part of being a male elephant. A little bit of vocalizing happening now because that is a small pool for 5 elephants. I don't know why they all have to use that one. It's one of those very interesting things that that fascinates me. There's multiple other pools around where they can get the same mud, but clearly this is the chosen spot. I must say it's quieter than what I expected. If they were all sort of bumping heads a bit, but sometimes you hear those rumbles or more sort of aggressive sounds, but there could be a lot of communication going on that we just can't hear. That is one of the ways that elephants do communicate, is with infrasound. Oh, it looks like the one is having a rub with the other one. But these bulls would know each other rather well. Or in all likelihood, they are a bachelor herd that not necessarily stick together all the time, but they do spend time together. They would come across each other's paths and perhaps hang out for a few days, maybe a core group of 3 or 4 that are together all the time. But in other words, they'd be familiar with each other. That sort of tussling, knocking of heads and tusks is part of the way that they communicate as well. Oh, okay, it sounds like the southern ground hornbills are popping out at Ordonio again, so let's head over there. And this is what we were hoping for. We had a view of them quite far in the trees at a distance, and I thought maybe they'll come closer. And here is one that has come a lot closer. Hopefully the rest of the family pops out. How cool is this, everyone? Goodness me. I'm so happy now. Definitely my best southern ground hornbill sighting on Live at the Waterhole thus far. And you can just see how this is basically what they do for most of the day. Walk and forage, walk and forage. And that bill is so powerful. I've seen them with snakes like puff adder before, pecking at tortoise shells, which they've managed to pry open, which is super impressive. It's really amazing, the power that they have in those beaks. Guadalupe, yes, what a beautiful sight. This is incredibly special. Oh, there's the rest of them. Oh, hooray. This is fantastic. Wow, wow, wow.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Most people that know me really well call me Max. I'm a mum. I have two boys. One is 16 years old and one is 14 years old. I'm a very, very proud mama of my two boys. I've just always been passionate about leopards. I'm passionate about their conservation. I'm just passionate about everything to do with leopards. I love them.
Wow, well, wasn't that so special and beautiful to see Mount Kelly sticking out there, as well as Mawenzi Peak, which I believe is that peak without the snow cap on it. And I mean, there were guinea fowl as well as those southern ground hornbills. Penelope, yes, eyelash envy indeed. We are now going to head back over to Lentor. I believe there are some baboons there. What up, baboons? Monkeys? They could very well be both. We've seen that before as well. I was hoping that they might pop past again with the one that we had earlier. Maybe the rest of the troop was going to come say hello. Ivan, it's a great question. You know, why is watching wildlife or observing wildlife something that so many of us find so relaxing? You say therapy, maybe. I do definitely think it's a form of therapy in its own way. I think what it allows us to do is take the attention off our own lives and to focus on sort of this neutral medium that we have no control over. And it's this beautiful, freeing feeling of being connected with nature, with something that is completely out of our hands in what it does and how it functions. And in that way, I think it's a very freeing and calming experience for the most part. There are some more up the tree. I thought I heard them shouting. Lucy, you'd like to know the difference between a male and female guinea fowl when it comes to the helmeted guinea fowl and the crested, actually, I think as well. In terms of appearance, they are exactly the same. The difference being the males are slightly larger than the females, really. Other small details that you might notice, Lucy, is that the male guinea fowls sometimes have larger helmets, so they're a little bit taller, as well as little wattles around the face, that are just more prominent than the females. Well, this is very sweet. Little ones have come to drink. I feel like they look like they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, like they're being very sneaky. always curious, always watching. I found these vervet monkeys slightly browner than the ones that we get further south here in southern Africa compared to East Africa. Oh, there's a terrapin on its way out. Speaking of terrapins, there was a question earlier from Diana if terrapins are part of the tortoise and turtle family. They most certainly are, from the Chelonia group. I believe that name has changed now for taxonomical reasons, but yes, the same family as turtles and tortoises.
Join Wild Earth Travel on a unique nature adventure in the Greater Kruger Park. Legendary master tracker Renius Mhlongo leads a 4-day animal tracking experience in the Sabi Sand Nature Reserve. This experience offers a life-changing chance to track Africa's iconic animals on foot with a master of his craft. Renius is joined by Wild Earth presenter and expert storyteller Amy Krantz, and together they will connect you to Africa's wild heart. Safari, wine, and waterfalls. The ultimate African adventure. Sip South Africa's finest wines. Experience a world-class safari among Africa's iconic wildlife. And stand in front of Victoria Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world. All this can be yours with Wild Earth Travel, where Africa comes alive.
of the other one that sort of makes them a little bit more on edge. Or some sort of a communication. I definitely think there's communication going on with the tail there. I wonder if they've moved off completely. Let's just check to see. Sometimes they pop out under the tree that's just to the left of the waterhole for a bit of a scratch. Hello, warthog. Also, so pretty when warthogs are here. I think it's the reflection as well in this water that really makes it stand out. Oh my word, it feels like we have a stalking what looks to be a blessed buck, just with the white and brown. Troy, hi, you want to know if the warthogs eat meat? No, they don't. So they are herbivorous, meaning that they will eat grass, different sort of bulbs and roots underneath the ground. No meat for warthogs. Other animals prey on them for meat, including things like lions and leopards. Even birds of prey for some of their baby piglets, quite easy targets. Oh, that is a great rubbing spot for warthogs, a perfect height for them. can hear some oxpeckers. Definitely. They do sit on warthogs sometimes. Oh, there's one. I think that was one that just landed at the water. Although they're very well camouflaged. Wildlife Lady, I love this waterhole too. I really do. It is such a special spot, and I actually hadn't come here for a while. And it was just really, it struck me again over the last 2 days that this might be my favorite spot. Just with some of the beautiful views when there's rhino and zebra even here. Whatever it is, it just makes these beautiful, beautiful pictures. Well, I am interested to see if this blessbuck pops out at all. We'll keep our eyes on it. But while we do that, I believe the bushbuck is back at Victoria Falls. So let's head over there. Well, how cool is this? Twice in 1 week. Very, very nice to see this male bushbuck. Oh, he's doing some horn digging. Yes, your horns are very strong. Still don't know exactly why antelopes tend to do that. It's generally only the males. Of course, with this species, only the male has horns, but I have seen the likes of gemsbok also sometimes digging their horns in. We also see it with kudus and a nyala, also part of the same family as bushbuck. Isn't he just beautiful? Well, now that that bushbuck has moved off, let's head back over to Founders to see if the blessbuck comes for a drink. Quite cautious as well on the approach here, but not something that we see every day, so quite special to have this antelope come out for us. Mindy, you want to know how is it decided which animals get tracking devices and which don't? So it really is up to the conservation teams as to the allocation of tracking devices and which animals get and which don't. A lot of it has to do with policies as well as maybe research that's being done on the reserves. When it comes to rhinos, I think once the youngsters reach about, is it 18 months to 3 years old, they get fitted with ankle monitors. When that horn starts to, if they're getting dehorned, of course it's a different story. Oh, there's a zebra. How beautiful is that? Lovely. He's like, I'm not waiting around, Mr. Blessbuck. If you don't want to come for a drink, I'm gonna go. So when it comes to rhino, it's basically all the individuals, depending on reserve policy, but that's sort of the stance I've seen with most places. They try to get ankle monitors put on most of the zebras. When it comes to elephants, it's often a matriarch of the herd. If there's a particular herd that's needing to be monitored or wanting to be monitored for research, sometimes there's particular elephant bulls that are chosen, whether it's for research or also to keep tabs on particular problem elephants, as it were, that may have been causing issues on reserves. And then also the same with research on wild dog packs. For example, the alpha male or female might get a collar. So it often is down to research monitoring, as well as the conservation decisions on particular animals that are maybe brought into a reserve to be monitored, that need to be monitored, as well as research, and then safety is another one. My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member today and unlock extras and bonuses, like ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in your safari without any interruption. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Join now to avoid missing out on these amazing benefits. Help us connect people to nature.
Full name is Maxine Gaines. Best part of the job, gosh, I just love everything about guiding. I love being able to observe animal behavior and animals behaving naturally. So for me, that's by far the best part of the job. And so what we do here at Wild Earth is develop those connections with the people that are viewing, and maybe just light a little spark that says, you know what, I want to be involved in protecting this ecosystem.
If you're thinking about booking a trip with Wild Earth, do it. I highly recommend it.
Now, something quite interesting that you can notice on this male blessbuck is just in front of the eyes, there's sort of almost looks like swollen balls with a black hole, and those are preorbital scent glands. So other species that they are quite prominent on include things like steenbok as well as klipspringers, also have very prominent preorbital scent glands, duikers as well. And that all has to do with scent marking. It produces a sort of sticky substance that male blessbuck will use to mark their territories. And they'll rub it in the grass, that ground, anything really that they can find to have that substance stuck onto. Troy, you'd like to know what the current wildlife activity is like at the waterholes. It really depends. I mean, currently we do have quite a few animals that are visiting the waterholes, and the hotter it is, usually we see more animals wanting to get water, but it also depends how dry it is and what water availability is like in the different regions. So in summertime, we actually see fewer animals around waterholes because there's so much water available elsewhere in general sort of savanna reserves. Whereas when we get into winter and late into early summer, when the rains haven't come yet, we see many more animals congregating around waterholes. It's much busier because of the fact that there's limited places where water is available. Surprising that he hasn't come for a drink yet. You would think that's why he's here. Well, it sounds like some other bushbuck have come out at Vic Falls, so let's head over there. Here we have two females that are also sort of come out. I'm sure they had a drink. Well, it seems like everything is just moving off for us today. Let's head down to Stony Point for some cuteness. Well, I know many of you do love the Dussies here at Stony Point. And here we have one. It seems a bit cooler here today than the beautiful weather we had yesterday. Wow, that was stunning. And this.
Join me, Andrew Wistenholm, for an indescribable 6-night stay in the beautiful Albany of the Eastern Cape at Amakhala Game Reserve. Now, this trip is going to be action-packed with a lot of storytelling, adventure, as well as the opportunity to make everlasting memories. We'll be exploring the best of Amakhala by staying at 2 luxury lodges, which will be the perfect blend of comfort as well as wilderness. Book your spot today and let's get ready to explore the wild beauty of Amakhala.
Become a Wild Earth YouTube member and unlock exclusive bonuses and benefits. Enjoy uninterrupted, ad-free streams so you can stay immersed in nature. Have your burning questions answered first by me or other expert naturalists. Enjoy exclusive access to special broadcasts and videos, and help us to connect people to nature.
Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions.
Animals rely on their senses.
Share your thoughts and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
Enjoying or seeming to seek out, what comes to mind immediately is that of elephants and marula fruits. It's unbelievable to see them in the summertime and the way they just move from marula tree to marula tree, seeking them out, sniffing and finding them. It really does seem to be something that they enjoy, and hence a favorite when available to them. Well, that was very sweet. Let's head over now to some zebras at Tau. Little family of warthogs also moving through on the right, and zebras often will stand like this, heads and tails one towards the other, one facing backwards, one facing forwards. Wildlife Lady, thank you so much for joining us today. It really has been an enjoyable show. I think my highlight for sure was the southern brown hornbills. Oh, there's a birdie. That's lovely. I think it might be, it does have quite the white brow there. Maybe a sparrow, maybe a petronia. It's a bit far at this distance. Maybe a canary. The yellow might just be coming through a bit white because of the lighting. Penelope, I know time has flown this afternoon. Oh, there's the elephant. Still hanging out here after his drink, doing his thing. Lovely to have him still around for us to end off our waterhole show with. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. It has been a lovely show, and I am looking forward to being out on drive next week at Sandringham, so I will chat to you all then again. Waterhole though will be back tomorrow for another show. I just won't be with you, but yes, excited to be heading out back on drive. Thank you to everyone for all of your comments and questions. It was great to be able to chat to you. Always makes the show what it is, I believe. And remember that coming up in an hour's time is the Sunset Safari live right here at Wild Earth, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. But from myself and the team here at the Waterhole Show, we wish you a lovely day or evening ahead, and we'll chat to you all soon. Goodbye for now.